If I left, then it made no sense. And you tell your friends and they hold your hands. Baby, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Mongoose Mondays. Today I'm going to be talking about chamfering cylinder ports on two-stroke cylinders. We talked in an earlier episode about gapping rings, and that's how you can prepare the piston so that the rings don't get caught in a port and cause damage after you get it back. How you can prepare the cylinder is by chamfering all the port edges so that the rings have a nice progressive glide into the port rather than getting stuck on an edge and catching and gouging up a cylinder. So when people send us cylinders to get done, you're getting boring or sleeving or Nicosil plating, all of which costs a lot of money. So the last thing you want to do is spend all that money, do all that work to have something as small as the piston ring destroy everything that you've done. So I'm going to show you how to chamfer a cylinder, what we like to see, what we don't like to see in a chamfer, and how you can better prepare it for the piston rings themselves. So let's get started. So as you can see, this edge here, we've just bored this cylinder. It's a 90-degree sharp edge. It's a perfect place for a ring to get caught. So I'm going to start by chamfering this, and then we'll take a look. So I've chamfered that one edge. You can see the difference in the shine of where I've chamfered it versus the dullness of the rest of the cylinder. I've chamfered it on an arc. And you do this because chamfering it in a straight line, which we do see a lot of cylinders that come in here, means that the rings have to pass it in one shot. So the edge of the ring is passing the edge of that chamfer all at once. By doing it in an arc, it's a progressive pass, where the ring passes into the port on a progression and then passes out of the port, touching a very small part of the cylinder at a time and then progressively touching more. That's the safest way to have your rings pass over ports to prevent them from catching. So I'm going to go back and chamfer the rest of the cylinder, and then we'll show you when I'm done.
If I'm left, then it made no sense. And you tell your friends and they hold your hands. Baby, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. Well, if I'm left, then it made no sense. And you tell your friends and they hold your hands. Baby, never mind.
So now we finished chamfering the entire cylinder. Every port horizontal edge gets chamfered with that same arc that I was describing. The vertical lines or the vertical edges of the ports don't require to be chamfered because the rings transfer over them in a vertical fashion, so it's not as necessary. You can still do it, but it's not necessary. This wraps up our video on showing you how to chamfer a cylinder. This is a very critical stage in finishing off the machining job. Making sure that all the ports are chamfered and that they're done in an arced fashion is the best way to prevent the rings from catching on a cylinder port. At best, if this is not done, the rings may catch and damage a ring that you need to replace. At worst, the ring is going to catch the edge of a port and gouge it the whole way up the cylinder, meaning you're bringing it back to us to be machined again, spending more money. So ensure that this is done. If you get it done by us, it will be. If you get it done somewhere else, make sure you ask for this to be done and make sure you check it afterwards.